Okay, Maresca very much focused on his players right now, not talking about Semenyo so much.
No, not really. You can only talk about the players that you have.
You certainly can. Okay, we are going to have more from that news conference after the break, and we're going to be speaking to a Chelsea fan as well for their take on the situation regarding Maresca as well. Chelsea fans, get your voice notes in and vote in our poll on it as well. Who would you rather have, Erling Haaland or a prime Alan Shearer? Lots more on the way, so stay with us. Never win the Masters?
If I had started young enough, I probably would have. Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not.
Good news though for Chelsea fans. Estevao and Liam Delap are both available for Saturday's huge game against Aston Villa. Enzo Maresca has been speaking to the media this morning, and he was asked whether he felt his team were in the title race.
If in February, March we are where we are, probably yes. But now we are still in December, almost January. We see.
Because last year you were in a very good position, and we kept asking you press conference after press conference about being in the title race, and you kept saying it was just too early for this team. Is a title challenge this year too early for your team?
Depends where we are in March.
But right now, give me an idea of where you think.
Right now we are competing, we are good, but now January, February, many games, so we need to arrive to March, and then we set the target.
Okay, let's speak to Chelsea fan John from Blue Lions TV. Good morning to John, you well?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. It's gearing up for Christmas tomorrow, so yeah, it's going to be pretty intense.
Nice, intense, I like that. Okay, let's start with it then. Maresca's refusing to put you in the title race. What do you make of that?
I mean, I graciously accept it, to be fair. We're just not near there at the moment. I mean, we're currently like 7 points behind Aston Villa, who are on like a ridiculous run of 10 games now. I mean, I've been saying it for a while, but the reality is that we're too young. We do the right things in games, but in terms of like execution or like the final details, it's all very marginal, but it's also like a great reflection of where we are as a team right now, where we don't have the players that can kind of convert that half chance just yet or score in the moments every single time. But I think the most important thing is this season is that we've shown we can compete against anyone from like the first minute to the 90th minute. And I think that's a good platform to work from now.
Yeah, I agree with that, to be honest. I really like Chelsea as a team. I think you've got some great young players. I think Maresca's a very, very good manager. But like you said there, I feel like just need that bit more experience, maybe in the centre-back positions. And then obviously the striker is key. I think in order for Chelsea to go and really compete, like you said, you need that experience, but then you need someone that's clinical up front. And that's been a problem now for a number of years, really, at Chelsea. But where do you see, like, obviously Chelsea have been linked with Semenyo. Obviously, it got shut down yesterday. But I look at all these wingers you got: Estevao, Neto, Garnacho, Gittins, and sometimes obviously Palmer's played in that wide right position. What would be your best three? You know, if everyone's on top of their game, what would be your best three across that middle? So obviously left wing, number 10, right wing.
In my personal opinion, I'd be going for Estevao on the right side, Palmer in the middle, Neto on the left, and Joao Pedro up front. For me, I just really feel like when Chelsea can get to a point in a season where you're seeing Pedro and Palmer and Estevao regularly combining and playing off each other, I think that can add like another gear to our attack.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times in football, we don't really put enough emphasis on just how important it is to have like real strong partnerships together where players are on the same wavelength, they understand when to like drop, when to run, when to combine. At Chelsea, we used to have that in Lampard and Drogba. You know, a game could be really difficult, and then all of a sudden Lampard's played a ridiculous ball to Drogba, who's chested it down, and then Lampard's getting on the end of that. Chelsea don't really have that type of partnership with many of the teammates at the moment, which probably comes from them being so young and most of these guys signing in the summer.
Chelsea did have that though. I felt Chelsea had that with Palmer and Jackson, for example. There was a point where them two were playing really, really well together. Obviously, Jackson now is at Bayern Munich.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Jackson would assist Palmer quite a few times. I did see a little bit of that between Joao Pedro and Palmer in the summer. but obviously the injuries haven't really helped. So I still feel like when they get back and play a few games together, can you start to see that partnership that we saw against Paris Saint-Germain in the Carabao Cup final? So there's a few little details to get right, but I think once we can get them, and once we have a bit of time on our sides, I think we're talking about title challenge realistically in another year or two, to be fair with you.
I want to talk about Cole Palmer because he's an interesting one at the moment. Everyone's a bit worried about his place in terms of the World Cup. He is ready to play 90 minutes against Villa, so that's good news for you guys. Maresca was asked who he would pick over Palmer and Rodgers right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So we know his answer.
He can't say Rodgers, can he?
No, you can't do that.
Well, I mean,
it'd be outrageous.
But I think it would be maybe more honest, would it?
Yeah, but I don't think we need honesty like that right now. We just need to get 3 points.
Vicky's trying to wind everyone up today, I'm telling you.
I'm not winding
That Christmas wind up.
But a general question, are you worried about his place on that plane at the moment?
Oh, I don't think so, to be fair. I think Palmer's done enough now over the last 2 years that he's proven to be one of the elite attacking players in his position. He's getting back from injury. He's been out for a while. He needs to find your momentum, find your groove again. But I think it's not really a case of Palmer and Rodgers fighting it out, in my opinion. These guys can play together. So I think Palmer just needs to kind of find his groove a little bit. But that will come now that he's back now, and now that he's starting to get 90 minutes.
Yeah, listen, there's no question Palmer is one of the most talented players England have. So I feel like Palmer will get on the plane. I definitely think that. What is interesting to me, though, is where do you think Reece James can fit in for England? Do you think he will fit in more as that defensive midfielder like he's been doing for Chelsea? Because he's been fantastic. This is probably the best I've seen him play for 2 years because of his injuries. Or would you put him right back or defensive midfield for England?
I think the great thing with Reece is that depending on what solution you need on the opposition you're playing against, you might use him in midfield one game, you might use him as a right back in the other. Maybe for England, having him as a right back makes sense under Tuchel. I know that Tuchel likes to kind of shift the back lines at times, and this is where Reece James is probably like a manager's dream because he can fulfill so many tactical roles like seamlessly. So I don't really have an answer on that, to be fair with you.
So if you had to choose,
like Reece can offer both.
So if you had to choose,
England's probably right back for now for England. I think we're both quite good in midfield with Watsons and Andersons and Rices. Yeah. So I think maybe right back for England.
All right, brilliant from you. Have a happy Christmas, John. Enjoy the big day.
Happy Christmas.
You too. Take care.
OK, stay with us. We will have plenty more on this big debate. Would you rather have an in-prime Shearer or Erling Haaland right now?
That is a big debate.
Yeah, you've got some strong opinions on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. OK, stay with us because you'll hear those strong opinions next.
There's a reason why I've got a Premiership medal.